Whether you are a collector of Spider-Man movie props or just a fan of the props and costumes themselves, you may know that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 costume pieces, specifically the Spider-Man suit, rarely show up at auction. Recently I've been on eBay looking for cool listings for potential Spider-Man movie props, and I found this. This is an Amazing Spider-Man 2 production-made chest piece. Things like this don't pop up very often. Because movie studios are starting to see how valuable their screen-use props and costumes are, they typically don't make their way out of the studios themselves. That's why things like this are really, really special to see. So, let's talk about this piece. So, as you can see, this is the chest piece of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. Looking at other photos here, to me it is pretty obvious that this is a production-made piece for the Amazing Spider-Man 2. As a member of the Spider Syndicate Discord, I have had the opportunity to see other production-made pieces of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, and this looks very, very similar. Just taking a closer look at some of the textures here, you can see, especially on the spider, it has almost like a crosshatch texture on it, which is very similar to other screen-use pieces that I've seen. The webs themselves on this suit in particular look very squared off, which is a very signature thing that this suit has, and this production piece also has that. This piece itself looks very similar to what eventually ended up on screen. Here's just another photo where you guys can see the shine of the webs, which again is so similar to what ended up being seen on screen. And I really do believe that this is an actual production-made piece of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. You can see the really cool screen-printed bricks on there as well, which again looks very, very similar to what eventually ended up on screen. And so I wouldn't be too surprised if this piece was very close to ending up on the final suit. It may have just been an extra. It could have been something with the inks themselves didn't cure properly. That's the thing that can happen when you're screen printing, is that the inks, if they don't cure properly, then you'll have issues with the inks peeling or cracking. As a cosplayer and as a costume replicator, listings like these of production made or screen use props are incredibly valuable because it gives you such a close and high quality reference. If you are looking to replicate a specific costume, I highly recommend, as well as taking many screen grabs, I highly recommend going to Prop Store or other prop and costume auction sites where you will be able to find potential things like this for the costume you want to replicate. Speaking of Prop Store, while I was editing this video, I found a couple of listings on the website regarding the Amazing Spider-Man movie props and costumes. One of the listings is for the mask that Peter wears while he's out hunting the criminal that killed Uncle Ben. The other one, which is a really cool piece, is the web shooter for Spider-Man's costume from the Amazing Spider-Man 1. There are only a couple of images for these listings, so I don't have a lot to talk about, but it's just really cool to see up close and personal what these props look like. We do only get one close-up look at the web shooters in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, which is in this shot right here. It's really hard to tell if this is this exact web shooter. It may very well be. The prop for sale is obviously a bit more damaged because it is about 12 years old now. So there's no real way to tell, but this is definitely a prop that was used in the Amazing Spider-Man movie. Now, back to the video. Again, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 does not have a lot of pieces that come to auction from the Spider-Man suit itself. Ironhead Studios, who produce these costumes, have done a pretty good job at not letting any of these pieces get out into the wild, and so to see things like this is just really very cool, very special, and I'm really glad I stumbled upon this. I hope this short little video has maybe piqued your interest in screen use costumes, production pieces, or if you're replicating this suit for cosplay purposes, hopefully this video helped you in getting close-up references to the production-made suit itself and helped you with your replica. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this little video. If you could please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of the above, it would be very much appreciated and it would really help me out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.